Welcome to the Bullpen. He's back in the Bullpen today. We have my dear friend who is, in fact, politically misguided, host of 95.5 WSB, Shelley Wynter. Shelley?
How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well, my brother. Okay, this is always interesting. That's why we only bring you on during Fridays.
Right, once a month.
Right. So we're going to chop it up about two things. Maybe we get to the second one, maybe we don't. One will be about no-knock warrants, and also we will talk about this rhetoric from the right that Joe Biden is buying crack pipes. Okay, I can't even believe we're having this debate. Okay, so let's talk about.
It's not a debate. I mean, the Drug Policy Alliance has already said they're upset that there are no pipe, that the pipes are being taken out, which implies that they were there in the first place. So,
okay. So let's do this.
Let's start with the no.
We'll start. No, come on. We'll go ahead and start with this rhetoric from the right that Joe Biden is funding crack pipes through a federal program. So I don't want to presume what you know, believe about that. So I'll give you the opportunity to express your sentiment, and then I will respond.
The Drug Policy Alliance said the decision to remove pipes, quote, to remove pipes from the safe smoking equipment is deeply disappointing. That's the number one. Drug Policy Alliance is the drug policy, I guess, lobbyist for the American people, particularly from the left. And they said, and I quote, remove pipes from the safe smoking equipment is deeply disturbing.
Okay, so let me go ahead and give you.
Let me just go a step further. Would you agree that syringes are in that safe smoking kit?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you put syringes in there, why is it so hard to believe that you put pipes in there?
So I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Right. So the reality is there are no crack pipes inside of any of these kits that are federally funded or allowed through the federal grant. The issue has been, is the Biden administration funding crack pipes to be placed in safety kits? The answer is no, and I will give you some background to that. You can also check me out with PolitiFact and about 30 other political.
Don't tell me PolitiFact. That's like telling me to check out CNN.
I did not, sir. I did not interrupt you. I'm going to ask that you respect the platform. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So PolitiFact and about 30 other fact-checking organizations have made the assertion to be false. So let me give you some background to it. This is a federal harm reduction grant. Harm reduction has been in place for decades in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, not too far from the WSB studios is the Atlanta Harm Reduction Center that Shelley Wynter, I'm sure you're very familiar with. And they actually do give out syringes to individuals to make sure that there is no spread of HIV, hepatitis, tuberculosis, etc. When sharing or using needles. They would prefer people to have clean needles. However, there is no program for crack pipes, all right? Now, here's where the rhetoric has come from. The kits do not, have not, and will not include crack pipes, according to the White House. The kits as a whole would also cost far less than the $30 million grant, which is an allocation of funding that the government would spend, because this is an all-inclusive grant to provide supplies and services to reduce harm. Now, I do find it quite interesting. You gotta find this ironic that a right-wing publication comes out and says, well, they're buying crack pipes. Well, that's patently false. That's 100% untrue, not accurate. But they had no issues when for decades in this country, harm reduction centers have literally been giving needles, clean needles.
That's not true,
individuals. That is true.
No, hold on.
That is true. They do give, harm reduction centers do give clean needles. There's one not too far from you.
Hold on. I did not say that part wasn't true.
Okay.
The fact that Republicans never said anything is not true. Conservatives have always decried free needles into the communities. Also,
not true. There are some Republicans that have supported. They have supported.
I've heard it.
I understand your point, but there are Republicans that have supported the legislation for harm reduction as well.
I understand that. So
okay.
Let's take that off the table to being a not true statement that they've never said anything about it, which is what your statement was. Also, I'm born and raised in Harlem, New York. When they opened up the free noodle program at 125th Street, it absolutely almost destroyed the commercial district of Central Harlem, which is 125th Street, because now the area is covered with addicted people. So the free needle program has a double-edged sword to it. You want to help people, you want to keep them from getting HIV, but you also destroy neighborhoods. They don't have harm reduction centers in Park Avenue in New York City, as far as I know. They don't have them on Fifth Avenue, as far as I know. They don't have them on the Upper West Side, as far as I know, but they have them in the middle of 125th Street on 3rd Avenue.
Let me respond to that. We do have limited time. So I'll respond to that. I'm actually an advocate for harm reduction centers, and I'll tell you why.
So am I.
Okay, so you're an advocate for it. So you understand the data behind it. The data behind harm reduction centers is the fact that they do work. They work. They decrease disease. So you agree with me?
Absolutely. No, your statement, I never disagreed with harm reduction centers.
What do you disagree with?
The debate were crack pipes in these DH?
Well, no, they're not.
Hold on, HSS.
They're not funded by the government.
Okay.
But you do know that, right?
Thank you. So whether it's funded by the government or it's privately, no, seriously, whether it's funded by the government.
The issue has been about Biden. The headline says the White House is spending 30 million on crack pipes. That's a headline right here.
Right.
Headline says the White House is spending 30 million.
Where's the money coming from?
Sir, the White House.
Where's the 30 million?
Don't repeat questions, brother. When I'm answering the question, you said
the White House. It didn't come from the White House.
Shelley, give me a moment to answer your question, brother.
Man, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a fundamental question.
You've asked the question 3 times. I'm trying to answer it. Come on, man.
Go ahead. Answer.
Be 100.
Answer,
all right. So the headline says White House spends 30 million on crack pipes. All right, that's a conservative.
White House spends no money, so we know that's not true.
Okay.
White House doesn't spend a dime. You know that's not true. So the fact check, the White House spending
like
it,
you're
or
10
the
years old,
no, because you're not going to do this,
brother. I am responding to a question that you raised.
The White House doesn't spend a dime.
I am reading the headline. Go back to the publication, brother. If you have a problem with the headline, go back to the damn publication. I'm reading the headline.
That's what 30 people fact check. Did the White House spend 30 million? We know the White House doesn't spend a dime.
Here's the thing, brother. I really don't want to cut your mic, but I will. I'm going to answer the question, and here's how I'm going to answer it.
Ask me the question.
The accusation from the right is that the Biden administration is funding crack pipes being in safety kits. That is a lie. That is untrue. No matter how you chop it up, that is not happening with this federal program. I will let you answer, brother, when I finish.
Go ahead.
That is not true with this federal program. It is a harm reduction grant, which is allocated from the federal government to state agencies and to local nonprofits. Those state agencies and local nonprofits, they have a guideline as to what the money can be used for. It is prohibited to be used to purchase things such as repurposed drug paraphernalia, because there's no such thing as going out and purchasing a crack pipe in the first place. It is 100% prohibited. It is not part of the guideline of the federal grant, and that has been the attack.
So how does
right? And you can't come out and say directly, you know what Republicans are saying, what Ted Cruz has said on the record, that somehow the Biden administration is purchasing crack pipes is a lie.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
First of all, you can't fact check a headline that says the White House.
Not a headline, brother. It's an article.
Come on, man. What you gonna do now? You can't fact check.
I'm gonna keep doing that now.
The headline, the Biden White House doesn't spend a dime. So we know what it means when they say
it's a lie.
Right, no, it's not a lie.
Good. All right,
just like you said, the Trump White House. Just like you said, the Trump administration.
Making my point for me. Go ahead.
Come on, man, don't play games.
No, you're already playing games coming up here with that
splitting hairs on your head. Don't split hairs here. The fact of the matter is, the government is giving a grant to the Health and Human Services.
It's the same grant they always get.
Right.
This is not a new grant.
So why were glass pipes and others included in this drug kit that the Drug Policy Alliance said, and I quote, removing the pipes from the smoking kits is harmful.
Okay, let me respond to that. Let me respond to that, brother.
Come on, I mean, you're fact checking the Biden White House. We know the White House doesn't spend. Hold on, let me finish.
Come on, no, you already finished. You posed the question.
The Biden White House doesn't spend a dime, so we know it's not a lie.
I'm going to respond. Well, we know that the Republicans have lied and said this was Biden buying crack pipes. So I've already proven that's a lie.
So to your direct, haven't proven anything. To your direct saying a Biden White House.
To your direct question, that's what they wrote, brother. You have a problem with your Republican colleagues, not me. Okay.
USA Today wrote the same article. Now they backtracked on it.
I'm going.
USA Today is a right wing. Come on, man.
Shelley.
Come on, man.
You act like a kid, man. Sometimes.
No, because you keep.
This is a simple conversation, and simple truth must be applied. Now, you asked me a question. Be respectful of the platform, brother. Just allow me to answer. You scared of this truth?
No, I feel like I'm in a barbershop and Little Willie's trying to tell me that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. He won't let me talk.
Did you not pose a question while you're afraid to simply get the answer?
Give me the answer, my brother. Give me the answer.
So one organization that says, this organization, a nonprofit that receives the money, they may have decided to place items in a safety kit that were not approved by the federal grant. You have that commonplace through federal grants. That's why you have a guideline, you also have an inspection, and you have an audit process to make sure the itemized budget is being spent the way it should. However, what happened in this case is that you took one incident, not you personally, but people on the right, they took one statement, they took one out of context directive and said, no, you know what? The Biden administration is funding these crack pipes. It was not authentic to the reality of the situation, nor was it appropriate to even create a narrative that put this kind of negative light on a positive dynamic in the government. Harm reduction has saved lives. You know that, and I know that.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and clear it up once and for all that none of this was an intent to buy crack. All right, we can move on to something a little more serious.
I haven't heard one conservative ever say straight up, we shouldn't be doing this. What they said,
yeah, but they said Biden, the administration was funding crack pipes, and that was a lie.
Right. So hold on. We know this is political. We know we have midterms.
But you know it's a lie, brother.
Hold on. We know for 4 years you lied on Trump, but nobody ever,
The hell are you talking about? Trump lied on himself for 4 damn years.
Whatever.
And he's still lying on himself. Let's move on to no-knock warrants, man. Man, all of that holding the water for Trump. Come on, man.
It's a brilliant, let me just end with this. It's a brilliant.
Your daddy Trump gonna be okay. Your daddy gonna be all right.
Right, it's a brilliant phrase with.
What's the phrase? What's a brilliant phrase?
With 300 more in spending that I have to spend on livable and living expenses because of the Biden White House, now I also can include that Trump gave me jobs, Biden gave me crack pipes, and we'll leave it at that. It's called politics.
Okay, so lying is called politics. I guess so, especially if you're a disciple of Donald Trump. That makes sense to you if you are spinning the truth. That's what you're proud that your party spins the truth.
I'm proud that I'm sitting here telling you that I got a man that locked up a bunch of black men with a crime bill that's now giving harm reduction kits that include drug paraphernalia. As his greatest legacy to the black community in a year in office.
That's insane. All right, so here's the thing. I have criticism of Joe Biden as it relates to actual policies that he is 100% responsible for. But this is just silly because Republican presidents, actually George W. Bush, he funded harm reduction.
We're not talking about harm reduction kits,
brother. Please, brother, please. You actually agree. This is what's fascinating. You agree that harm reduction actually works. You agree with the funding for harm reduction.
Absolutely.
And then you criticize a president who actually funds harm reduction. Do you see how silly that is? And you brag about your party being spin masters and liars. That's what you're doing on the show right now.
Listen, what I'm saying to you is that we wanted reparations. We wanted certain things out of this man that 96% of us voted for. And what have you gotten that is majorly specifically detailed and come down to us is harm reduction kits that include drug paraphernalia.
We haven't even gotten that. So let me be very clear.
So you haven't even gotten that?
No, because that applies to 0.04% of the black population. So that's not a black agenda or black item. The Biden administration has been the Biden administration, brother. The Biden administration has delivered nothing for black folk to the tune that they campaigned on. I have been very clear about that in my commentary because I have personal integrity. You see, when a Democrat, hold on, brother. When Democrats lie, I call them out. When Democrats do not deliver, I call them out. Even though I will get criticized by allies, by people that I would rather be friends with, I will call them out. However, you will not.
I will call
you
out.
You will not have the guts to do that.
Dude,
you would never call out Donald Trump, even though under the leadership of Donald Trump, household median income decreased by $1,100 a year. Under the leadership of Donald Trump, the dollar of black earning decreased by 4 to 8% based on white counterparts in the workplace. Under the leadership of Donald Trump, he defunded the federal TRIO program. He defunded Upward Bound. He defunded Talent Search. He defunded all of these programs that created first-year college students out of significantly disenfranchised communities. He gutted these programs. He gutted reentry programs. He took the money away and then created an MOU with the Department of Justice and told them to prosecute drug offenses to the fullest extent of the law. So, brother, you can't talk to me about telling the truth, because I tell the truth about all of them while you hold water for one side while criticizing the other.
First of all, when I first came on your show, great speech, by the way, preacher man.
When I first came
on this show, you praised me for voting for 2 Democrat senators. So don't you ever tell me.
At what point you did? You voted, and give people background to that.
Come on, man. You
give
can't
people background to that.
Don't invite a man to your house and talk over him.
Oh, come on, Shelley.
No, seriously.
Shelley, you were progressive in one area, but you were wrong in this one. And I'm willing to call you out. Here, I'm not, just like I was willing to celebrate your epiphany there.
It wasn't an epiphany. It was criticizing my side, as you say I don't do.
But you did in that instance.
I criticized Trump consistently now for jumping in this Georgia race. I criticized him.
But you say that I lied on Trump for 4 years.
I feel like I'm talking to my wife now. Come on, let me finish.
Come on, man.
This is my wife
I know y'all are gonna have a great Valentine's Day, brother, with the way you carry around here.
But listen, I do criticize Trump. I do criticize him. I do criticize Republicans.
All right.
Let's get
to the right here, because they're wrong about the proclamation of Biden. This is a nothing burger.
Oh, I thought you were going to no-knock warrants. No, I don't agree.
Let's go to no-knock warrants, okay? Really, before 1970, no such thing as no-knock warrants. It started to gain traction over time. Initially you had about 200 a year. Then you had about 4,000. Then you had like 8,000. Now you got like 80,000 happening. They don't need it for law enforcement. It creates adversarial elements, not only for the citizen but also for the cop. I spoke to a chief yesterday who said he stopped no-knock warrants 10 years ago because it made his cops unsafe. He said it doesn't make sense unless in a hostage situation to use it. Do you and I agree on that sentiment?
Absolutely.
Basically?
I have said criminal justice reform should start with no-knock warrants.
Okay.
No-knock warrants are the most unconstitutional thing in the world. Let me say why.
You and I agree.
The government gives me a right to own a gun. I have a gun because I want to protect my home. If I have a gun in my home, it's gonna be nearest my person at all times. If you kick in my door and yell cop after you're already in the door, my gun is up, raised, and pointed at you to be fired. I'm gonna get murdered every time. No-knock warrants were instituted for drug raids because they didn't want people to be able to flush them down the toilet. I get that, but you know what? The same guy that's in the house slinging dope, just wait for him to come out the house to arrest him and then go into the house. There's absolutely no reason. To have no-knock warrants for a homicide suspect. The kid had to leave at some point. So we're in agreement on that.
Listen, we're in agreement, and I will say this about the flushing the drugs down the toilet, because that was really a prerequisite to how they got these laws changed. The reality is, one call from the police department, they cut off your water anyway. Right. So they're really going to raid you, right? They cut off your water, they cut off your electricity, and they wait you out. All right.
Cut off your heat in the wintertime, you're gonna come out.
You coming out anyway. All right, man. Listen, that's why you have some redeeming qualities about yourself. All right. Sometimes you do have common sense.
It's not my t-shirt.
I appreciate you, brother. What's the t-shirt? I can't even see it. What's that? Oh Lord, come on, man. Have a good day, brother.
I love you, Dr. Richie.
I love you back, man, most of the time.